Carlton, God bless you.
Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you for coming.
Thank you.
You went to Oral Roberts University.
Yes, sir.
You're a dear friend of Oral Roberts,
Yes,
and you've ministered with him. You've been an associate minister with him, and now you've founded your own dynamic ministry.
Yeah.
And I sense in my spirit that you're stepping into a rocket ship that, you know, we used to say roller coaster. That's not fast enough anymore. I remember a few years ago we stepped into, I called it a roller coaster, and it zoomed, and I said, now it's rocket ship. God's doing something. This is the last day harvest.
Brother, it's right.
And God's prepared you for something. Do you feel that?
I'm thinking about Jimmy Swagger tonight, and Jim and Tammy Bakker, people that have fallen and failed and stumbled and blundered, and other ministries.
I don't think there would have been an audience in the world could have received me better than the AZUSA audience. I mean, it was, I will be grateful to the day I die to Carlton Pearson for having the guts to invite me to AZUSA while I was still in prison. I mean, he didn't write me just once. He wrote me several times saying, please come to AZUSA when you get out of prison. Who asked a felon to preach in their pulpit, you know?
This man invited me to preach this convention while I was in prison. That's a valley walker. You can have your mountaintop friends. I'll take a valley walker that will go with me to the valley of the shadow of death. A friend that loveth at all times.
That was one of the most awesome moments of my life. I can honestly say it was the highest moment on stage I've ever had. I was scared. I was really scared. I had spent a day here in the hotel before, the day before. I was just sick with fear. And I didn't know, it was my first real preaching in almost a decade. I mean, the first time since prison, except for Uncle Henry's funeral that I had preached. And so I was frightened. I was so frightened that people would spit on me, that they would boo me, that I didn't know. I'd been in prison the 5 years. My brain had told me, you know, everybody would reject me. And so I was standing backstage there and in the caves, like, you know, in the auditorium, and they introduced me, and as I walked out, I could hear the audience applaud, and Benson also came and literally picked me up off the ground and hugged me. And I walked out on that stage, and I was bathed in love. It was like waves of love. It went like this, like the ocean waves. And I would turn all the way around, and everywhere I looked, it was another wave of love. And the wave, I thought they would stop, and then the wave would just keep going. I have it on video, so every once in a while I play it back at home when I feel down, and I put that tape on, and it still astounds me. Everybody that sees it said they've never seen anything like it. And I just said one word, like, I said, thank you, and they started applauding again.
Thank you. Thank you.